Good morning, folks. Today we are going to bottle some beer. I actually have an Imperial Pumpkin that's been sitting for quite a while in secondary, and I threw a hard maple or birch, I'll have to look at it, stave in the carboy, which has been in there for about 2 weeks. So we're going to bottle that up today, and I'm going to show you how I bottle. So we're going to get started with, and again, this is the way I do it. There's 2.5 cups of water. I'll put the stove on. Use just a regular old, like medium saucepan, and set it on the stove. And what I have here is, this is actually a cup of dextrose, corn sugar, but it's not quite a full cup. I typically use 2/3 cups of dextrose per 5 gallons. This batch is a touch over 5 gallons, so I threw in like another 2 tablespoons worth of sugar, but I'm just shy on a full cup of dextrose. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. So you can see how cloudy the water is right now, and that's just from the sugar going in. And you can see the burner starting to get quite hot. It won't take it very long to get this up to a boil, but what we want to see, and I like to keep stirring it, is right when we're getting ready to get to a boil, you're going to see this turn crystal clear. It's starting to clear up nicely now. There you have it. See how nice and clear that's getting? And we're just about hitting a boil. I want to get any of the sugar that's laying on the bottom of the saucepan all nice and mixed up. There we go. And one of the things you got to worry about with an electric burner is controlling your heat. So right about now I like to drop this down to about 6. That way once it starts to boil I can actually control it. And you can see how the burner really dropped off in color. So we're going to bring this up to a boil, and we're going to boil it for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start to cool this down. Now what I like to do at this point is actually take the initial heat off. So I'll put this just in a tap cold bath, just to knock the initial heat down on it. So this is cold tap water, and it's going to quickly get warm from the heat of the pot. And I'm just going to kind of stir this around a little bit. Just to knock the heat down on it some. This will start to warm up quickly. It already is starting to get a little warm. I like to put a wash rag in the bottom of the basin here so I don't melt the plastic basin. And this again just knocks that initial heat down, because we got some other things that we need to do to prepare for the bottling day. So the reason why I do both of these is because even though the bottle's laying in the sanitizer, I want to make sure that the entire bottle is coated on the inside. So I like to pile in a case of bottles in the busboy. Give them a good washing. Now, the other things is these bottles were already went through this process at least once. because I give them all a washing after I get them. So these are all used bottles. I give them a good cleaning, thorough cleaning, and prior to putting them away. So I'll clean them up, sanitize them, the whole 9 yards, just like I'm using them. And then I put them in the cases and shove them under the table to set. So I'm going to go ahead and finish. I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning these bottles up. My sugar water is sitting over at the bar cooling because I don't like to put it in the bucket hot. So while that's cooling, I'm cleaning bottles. We're getting everything else ready for bottling day. I like to pour my sugar solution in the bucket first. Get that all down there in the bottom. I like to siphon on top of that so that it mixes as you fill it. And this way I can go ahead and pull my sample. So I have a nice sample to taste and get a reading off of. This way. I also like to tilt my carboy back so that the trub on the bottom runs to the back of the fermenter, and then I angle my siphon in from the top to angle down to the side where the trub's not at. Now that leaves a little bit behind, but it makes for a nice cleaner beer. So while that is draining into the bottling bucket, we're going to take a look at the gravity on this on the final gravity of this beer. So this final gravity is 6. I want to say 008. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1.008. And the stave that I put in there is actually a medium toast level of hard maple. So I'm actually going to use that stave in something else. So I'm going to take that stave and pretty much just make sure it doesn't have any yeast on it, and it's going to go into another little project. And I brewed this back, oh wow, it was a couple months ago. So she's been sitting in secondary for quite a while, cleaning up. It is a beautiful color, spot on exactly what I wanted. So let's give her a taste. Oh yeah, I love it when they look great in a glass too. That is just awesome. So this is a pumpkin beer that I made and bottled last year. That's it's an imperial pumpkin, and this is a slightly different version of that recipe for this year. Oh wow, that is really good. Wow, that wood gave it just a little bit extra of what I was hoping. Yeah, there it is. All right, well, fermenter just finished up, and let's get to bottling. All right, so I have the beer all put over into the bottling bucket. I've already bottled up a case of bombers. I'm working on a case and a half. And, well, wanted to get a couple of these bottles underway just so that we can show you what we have going on. So we grab the bottle off the bottling tree and you pull right up the bottom of the wand, let the wand hit the bottom of the bottle, and you fill it up from the bottom up. So this is not rocket science. I have Silent Flay sitting over here off to the side. Of course I had to bring you into the conversation. He's not going to say anything because he's Silent Flay. Making an appearance, baby! Drinking some of Son of. So you bring it up to the top. I like to bring the liquid right to the very top and then drop it. That stops it from flowing, and it gives you the perfect amount left over of headspace. Grab your cap, put it on top, capper, boom. Wipe her off, and there you have it. You have a bottled, this is a pumpkin ale, with headspace from about here to the cap. Gives it plenty of room to carbonate and do its thing. So this should be beautiful beer. This is actually put together and designed to set for a year. So I will try one. I have some smaller bottles here that I'm actually going to do up next. So that those are the smaller ones I could try out just to try to see how the carbonation level's going on them. But these are very nice and clean beers, good to go, and that is how you bottle beer. So I've got another 2 gallons to go through, and I'm done. And then we'll move on to the next project for the day. This is S.J. Poor from Little Face Brewing. Got Silent Flay off to the side. Smiling. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. And brew beer. Brew wonderful beer. Cheers.